Pressure was in the second semi and has been so today. From the throw up, knocked forward by Croft.
Love it again.
Love it, terrific. Love it says, I got it and I'll deliver it perfectly to Mickey. Mick slides in on it and gets the quick handball up there, looking for Reardon. In hard came Boyd to spike it. Brad Hart's handball is smothered by Forkhead and he'll get a kick for holding, and that is outstanding from Mick Forkhead. And I sense there might be a John Groves medal for this man today. He has been wonderful.
Yeah, he's got a lot of accolades in his career, and we suggested that he hadn't had a premiership, but he might get the double here this afternoon, Mick, as he goes from centre wing on the broadcast side up towards the left forward pocket for Moncur to get a good look at that. Ball hits the deck. Out the back door is Motlop. He's dangerous. He wins the footy. Left forward pocket on the left. He sends it long. The goal umpire is not moving. Wow. It just shimmies late across the face, but all of a sudden you just saw him release himself right, and you just did not know what was going to happen, because he can make the magic happen.
Yeah, and again, one out with Fish Callaghan there, and Fish Callaghan hasn't had the greatest of days, has he?
No, not at all. It hasn't quite worked for Simon today, as Matt Boyd now comes out of defensive 50, clears to Nick Meir. He's on the outer side. They're still inside that 50-metre arc defensively, as Imp's trying to mount some late charge here at the 7 minute three-quarter minute mark.
82, 27 points the margin, nearly 18 minutes gone. Where are Imp's going to find the surge from?
Oh, there he is. Love it again.
Lovett manages to stand up and mark in front of McNally like that on centre wing.
He's really controlling the game in this last quarter, isn't he?
Terrific, hasn't he? He has been worth every penny that they have put towards his recruitment, Andrew Lovett, and has just worked himself into great form through this final series. Kicks to half forward. Might have been Rhodes, was it, that took it from behind. Little left foot dink. Asks a fair bit. Here comes the fizzle, but the numbers favour Redcliffe. Gowers. Little handball out the back. Mickey, is it, or Oldham, in fact, came out the back there, and is that Campbell, in fact, loads it up. Kicks to centre wing. Standing up in front there, unable to take the mark for the Tigers was Reardon. Brad Hards flicks a handball up. Another one out the back might be the junior. Another handball out further, and they're away on centre wing, and they'll come back through Brad Hards.
And he's on outer side centre wing. He's got options through the middle corridor as Doherty needs to work hard. He just couldn't quite get it to. That was a telling moment. There's now a chance for that man Forkhead again to get a handball under pressure to advantage. Chris Lee is the next man in the chain. He'll find Campbell. He's been okay today. Hasn't made too many errors as he chips up to Lovett. And he is really icing up this game in the last quarter, isn't he? He knows exactly what's needed.
Mickey Forkhead's doing a bit of semaphore.
Yeah, he's looking
he's put himself deep inside the 50 and unable to move at the moment, I think, Forkhead.
Okay, as now ball still in possession here of the Tigers with Nathan Gowers as he chips up towards centre wing, and they're just coming at him nicely there as Joey Cure holds onto it, and they're just steadying nicely.
Good nick, the Tigers. 15-19, 109, 13-4, 82. Hard to see him getting run down from here as Lee takes the ball off centre wing, kicks to the fast lead. Is that Motlop again out on the 50? Says Troy, come and get it. Troy says, here I come. Good defensive fist though, the Imperials, taken by FG Callaghan, but he gets smothered inside the 50. Handball high and wide there. Was it Moncur that sent that out there? Pressure applied magnificently by the Tiger forwards there. Ball hacked high out of defence by Imperials. Brad Hards comes to it, can't mark it. McNally gives it back to him. Then a little handball off, and they'll get a clearing kick away there through Hill, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll go back to McNally for a free kick.
Okay, coming all the way back to Jared McNally at half back. 15-19, 109 Redcliffs. 13-4, 82 Imperials. 27 points. Looks a massive margin with 20 minutes ticking over in the final quarter. Are the Tigers our premiers? McNally's short kick is a poor one. In fact, it's a Barry Crocker. Stolen by Fijo. Handball to Jay Cure. Pops it forward. Nobody there for Redcliffe. How will it bounce? It might bounce through for a point.
Well, another point, 15-20. But look, at the moment, this is just chewing up the clock at the moment. So Redcliffe will be loving this with the lead. The Imperials just can't get anything going, and it's a credit to the players like Lovett and Forkhead who are just controlling the ball through the middle of the ground.
Yeah, okay. Kieran Burrell has got it, though. His kick was smothered by McHugh, but it works out okay for Joe Cure. Gets a handball over the top there. Chance for Birch to get it back to Cure as he loads up with one and gets it inside the forward 50 marking contest. Front and centre, Moncur got it out the back door. Looks for Reardon. If it sits up, he might be in the boat. He kicks around his body, and it's going to, out the back door, Fijo maybe. Couldn't quite, as Imps managed to clear, and they'll get it to Rhodes, and he'll just try and hold it up and get the next passage unfolding here. Is in the back pocket on this Hot FM side of the ground. It's Redcliffe 15-20, 110. Imperials 13-4, 82, and we travelled some 21 minutes in this final quarter.
28 points, looks a very tidy lead as Kieran Bell marks on centre wing. Now will it be a 50? The ump was slow on the whistle. He says, I'm not paying the 50 because the thumping of Bell happened before I'd blown the whistle, so Bell will take the mark and be happy enough with that, I reckon. He's been good today, Kieran Bell. Off centre wing, he kicks low and wonky into the forward half. Taken in defence there for Imperials through the agency of some bloke, might be Boyd. Flicks a handball over the top for McHugh. McHugh tracks back inboard, nowhere to go. Redcliffe's shutting them down. Hurried kick there. Forward the centre wing. Charlie Shaw throws himself at the footy. Can't kill it though. Taken by Fox, who's forced to run it over the line. Or was he forced to? Charlie Shaw comes over and says, you're going to have to do better than that, young fella. And Liam Payne will chuck it in on centre wing. 28-point lead to the Tigers. 22 gone last quarter. Redcliffe will be the premiers, I'm suggesting, as though Imps push the ball forward off the boot of McHugh. Throw in at right half forward for Imps.
They've kicked 3 goals in this quarter, 3-6 the Tigers. Imps have kicked the 2 goals straight. They've been pretty efficient in front of goals, but they just haven't had it inside of their forward 50s. Oldham manages to get the win at the stoppage to Chrissy Lee. He can open himself up off the left for Fijo. He's got some space to work with it. He marks. He's got one over the top. He goes now to the young man in McGlashan. He could ice it up here. He chips up short for the Cockroach. He couldn't quite find it. Probably should have gone for goal, the young bloke, as now they try and rebound through Callaghan. The kick up here for Keating just gets in front of Marciano, and he'll take the mark, but gee whiz, they are really running out of time here, Imps. They need to get it up the other end and kick a goal very smartly here.
Boyd takes a nice mark centre wing.
Yeah, just have a look at the Redcliffe's players. I love it again, just zoning back and setting up. The Imps just can't get the ball past halfway.
And so they kick it high. Oldham uses the body beautifully against Hill, takes the mark out the back to Lovett. Peeling off there goes Mick Forkett. He's got another one on in Cure if he can actually get to the footy. Me versus Forkett. Me a little bit too quick for the older man. Grabs the footy. Now at left half forward. Off he goes with one bounce. Now look at McNally. He wants it. It comes his way. Fizz McNally needs to stand up. 3 Tiger defenders get up and spike it to ground. Coleman wants it. Wise is on his tail. They force it over the line. Coleman loses his cool a bit and decks Campbell, but the ump says we're going to chuck it in the left forward. But no, we're not. We're going to give a free kick to Brad Campbell. And John Coleman there just lost the cool as Campbell gave him a little bit to go on with and wins the free kick in the back pocket for Redcliffe.
Okay, Brad Campbell with the footy. Just reckon that me could have run and carried that footy a little bit more and maybe set himself up.
Story of the day, though, Pat, isn't it? Story of the day.
They haven't backed themselves enough, have they? Which is unusual. They've just maybe folded a little bit under that inferred pressure as Birch got up there high, couldn't quite bring it down. Now here is Brad Haas, little underground handball, not too bad as they bring it inboard here through Dill Hill. Not a bad kick there from about 45 metres out. It's going near side. Might have scored the result, and that will now take him to 13-5-83 on the Fishers Homer 4X Gold scoreboard. Redcliffe 15-20-110 at the 23 3/4 minute mark.
27 points the margin, and Redcliffes are getting ready to celebrate. The fans are anticipating down there. Short kick in. Finds Gowers. Gowers' kick asks a lot of Chris Lee, more than he can offer, and the mark taken over the back of that contest by Dylan Darby. Very quiet since half-time. The Darbs goes short, and not a bad looking kick on the lead up. The mark taken by Coleman, and this is within range if that dodgy quad will stand up.
Okay, John Coleman with the footy. He just needs to hurriedly get back there and send it long and strong. It's still not going to be enough, you wouldn't figure, as he gets to the 50s. He kicks his right boot. It looks all right, doesn't it?
It's a great
Super
kick.
Strike. That'll make it 5 for the afternoon for John Coleman, and
Too late she cried, I think.
You'd expect so. 13-5-89 Imperials, 15-20-110 Redcliffe.
Other than run and carry, they're forced to do that hurried kick, and that sets it up for Redcliffe. So goal to Coleman, but it's all Redcliffe at the moment.
21 points the margin in favour of the Tigers, and we have gone deep into the last quarter. 25 minutes have ticked over. Gowers tries to run away with the footy. Might have given it up there with a good tackle to Douglas. Douglas kicks it high, wide, not all that handsome. Here comes McNally. Couldn't take the mark though. Spillage comes the way of Doherty. Doherty tries to work it to the advantage of McHugh. He's got it out on the 50. Handball to Junior Hard. Steps around 2. Loads up and kicks, but he's hit it wide. I reckon he's missed to the right-hand side. Imps still surging, still coming, but they're a long way back at 14-6-90. They're 20 points adrift to the Tigers. 15-20, 110. 25 and a half gone last turn.
Just looking to hold on to the footy now, the Tigers. I reckon just use some quality possession, chip it around, get it out of this defensive half as we wait for the share and the return here. Now gets into the hands of Chris Lee, and I'm guessing he's going to go out to himself here on this right side of the ground. I wasn't thinking that way, but now Chris almost loses it on an errant bounce. He runs some good 35 metres to clear the danger. Kicks up the centre wing here, and marking option is Johnny Marciano. He stretches and takes a nice grab right in front of the faithful here, aren't they loving this?
Yeah, well, Nick Mead took Oldham out of the contest, and Oldham turned around and took me out of the contest, and the umps had that fair
McGlashan, one-hander.
Good mark on centre wing by Jared McGlashan. The young man just dinks the kick up to half forward. Here comes Forkhead. Couldn't take the mark, but worked it to the advantage perhaps of Birch. Well done by Dill Hill though. Flicks a hand pass back. Now Imps trying to run the ball around the wing with a series of handballs to Rhodes. Siren must be imminent, you'd think.
Great tackle.
and gets nailed. And Brady Oldham is the man who dragged him down, the game's record holder at Redcliffe.
There she goes.
And it's in his hands as the siren sounds. And he'd be pretty happy with that, I reckon. And what a magnificent win for the Redcliffe's Tigers in the 2014 Grand Final. They took on a team universally admired, and they gave them a touch-up today. 15-20, 110 for Redcliffe's, 14-6 for Imperials. Let's have a listen to that Redcliffe's theme song as it blares out around City Oval. And the players now in a knot there on the half-forward flank at our end of the ground, surrounded by supporters, hundreds of them streaming out to congratulate the Tiger boys on their first premiership since 2000.